Just by looking at you, I can tell what's wrong with you. You want to look your best, and whenever you have any imperfection, you're quick to blame it on aging or stress, but really that's not all the signs that something is wrong with your body. If your insides aren't healthy, that will show superficially. That's why when you come into my office, I look at you as a whole. What warning signs are appearing on you superficially that I can figure out to lead to a diagnosis? Before I spill the beans and explain to you everything that's going on, you need to understand how the body works. It works in a system, and it's made up of multiple components. When one of those components doesn't work, a lot of times that can show signs on your physical appearance. If one part isn't working, another part of the body compensates. That's the way your body maintains something what we call homeostasis, a balance of what's normal. Wait, one more thing before we start. It's important to know that while I'm giving you a lot of physical appearance signs, it doesn't mean that you have the disease if you have one of these. All it means is that you need to go to your doctor and have a conversation, something you should be doing anyway if you've been watching my videos. Boom, these are the top physical signs that tell me something else is going on inside your body. Facial flush or rosy cheeks. Do you feel like your face looks a little too red? I'm not talking about the time where you get sunburned or when your crush looks at you. Hey girl. You may have a medical condition called rosacea. Rosacea is a fairly common skin problem with 14 million people living with the issue in the United States today. It's not something you should get really concerned about thinking it's a danger to your health, but it's a simple, benign condition that can be treated by your doctor. Wait. One more thing about facial flush. If you're part of the Asian population, you may suffer from something called Asian flush. That's what happens when you drink alcohol, but because you're deficient in the enzyme acetaldehyde dehydrogenase, yeah, that's a mouthful, you may have a reaction because you can't clear the alcohol properly. You may think you have a thin chin. You may think you have a thick neck. You may think it's just a cosmetic problem, not that big of a deal. I think it's a serious risk factor for an illness called sleep apnea, which can predispose you to so many bad illnesses, including stroke, heart disease, high blood pressure. When you have sleep apnea, there's actually moments in the night where your airway completely closes. Whether it's because it's too small or too big, it closes. And when that happens, it ruins the quality of your sleep. We've all heard our partners snore at night or wake up in the middle of the night because their breathing wasn't right. That's sleep apnea. One of the best lifestyle changes you can make for sleep apnea is to lose weight. Unwanted body hair. Ladies, this is mostly for you. If you start growing hair where you've never had hair before, it doesn't mean you should pay a visit to your spa, but it does mean you should pay a visit to your doctor. Why? Because that actually has a medical word behind it. It's called hirsutism. And what that means is you started growing hair in a place where men usually grow hair. This could be due to a hormonal problem, one of the most common being PCOS, which is polycystic ovarian syndrome. When you pair hirsutism plus abnormal periods, that's highly suspicious for PCOS. Hey man, you got stanky breath, bro? If you have bad breath or what's medically known as halitosis, it could be a sign of acid reflux. During acid reflux, the stomach contents, including food, acid, all get pushed up into your esophagus and create this nasty smell that you may notice when you think you have bad breath. A lot of people think they'll solve this problem by brushing their teeth more, but that's not the solution. The solution is to go see your doctor. Some say the eyes are the window to the soul, but what I say, the nails are the window to your health. When a patient comes into my office and I'm doing a physical exam, I pay extra attention to the nails. The nails give me a lot of information on what's going on inside your body and tip me off to some illnesses I should be on the lookout for. If you have clubbing of the fingers, that could point to a chronic respiratory infection. If you have spooning of your nails, that could point to a chronic anemia process. Some of you may worry about white marks or lines on your nails, and generally that's not a problem. But if you do have two lines running parallel horizontally across your nail, that could be something called Muehr's lines and representative of kidney or liver issues. Some of you may find dents or ridges in your nails, and generally that's not something you should be concerned about. If that does occur with some weird symptoms at the same time, that's definitely something I want to hear about and could point to a more serious autoimmune issue. Do you guys remember what the body's largest organ is?
No! No!
Skin. First things first, you know you have that little pimple, that little scratch that never seems to heal? To you, that may not be of any importance, but to me, it's incredibly important. If you have a non-healing wound of the face, it's squamous cell carcinoma until my tests prove otherwise. Also, of utmost importance to skin are moles. No, not this type of mole.
Mole! Bloody mole!
Yeah, that's the mole I'm talking about. Most of the time, moles are completely harmless and benign. However, sometimes they may represent a serious form of skin cancer. The way doctors make this distinction is using the A, B, C, D, E classification system along with dermoscopy. When you're younger, it's not abnormal to form new moles. However, as you age in your 50s and 60s, if you're still developing new moles, that could be a cause for concern and cause me to investigate further. Hair. It's perfectly normal to see a few strands in the shower, but if your shower drain looks like a baby rodent, there might be something else going on. Excessive hair loss can be caused by an overactive or underactive thyroid, or something like anemia. So when a patient walks into my office, I pay extra attention to what's going on in their scalp. However, have no fear. A lot of these issues can be diagnosed by a simple blood test. Also, it's important to remember that you're able to lose up to 100 strands of hair per day, and that's totally acceptable.
Look into my...
The eyes will give you a lot of information. If you look at the color of the eye, if there's something off, it's not perfectly white, a lot of times you'll see some yellowing of the eyes, and that has a medical name, it's called jaundice. That occurs when there's something wrong with your liver or your gallbladder. I can also look below your eye and get some extra information. Things like redness or bags can represent something called allergic shiners, which is a very common symptom of people who suffer with allergies. Springtime, fall time, very common. If you don't sleep well, if you eat high sodium foods, if you're dehydrated, the appearance of your eyes is going to appear fatigued, heavy, sad, and it's not going to be a pretty sight. You know what they say about big feet, right?
Yeah, no.
It's important to make sure that they're not just swollen. That could represent a wide variety of medical issues. Things like congestive heart failure, circulation issues, lung issues, autoimmune things like arthritis. All of those can lead your legs to balloon up. But if you have some mild swelling at the end of a long day of being on your feet, that's something called dependent edema, and likely nothing to worry about. A lot of these signs I've pointed out may seem like superficial concerns, but they truly tell me a whole story of what's going on inside your body. Never be afraid to tell your doctor if something doesn't feel right, look right, or even smell right. If you have any questions in the meanwhile, drop me a comment down below. We'll have a conversation and figure out what's going on. Otherwise, make sure to hit subscribe and share this channel with your friends and family. Those people over there are a little weird. Oh wait, that's me. The food that's supposed to be in your belly along with the acid gets regurgitated back into your esophagus, which creates that nasty smell you hear. Look into my eyes. You will see. Hey yo, you got swollen feet? You know what that means, right? Big socks, snug footwear.